Naruto is over. For those of you who don't know, the whole series is done. Well, the main series. There's apparently going to be a spin-off series with all of the main characters, kids and so forth, you know, like a time skip thing that's going to happen in the spring. But anyways, I'm just doing a video on this because, as a lot of you know, I read a boatload of manga. I actually have a list of the manga I read that's in the info below. But it's just crazy because this series is pretty much like the Dragon Ball Z of, you know, our generation. It's like Dragon Ball Z went on for decades, you know, and so forth, and was an extremely long-running series. And so a lot of people have considered Naruto, whether you like it or not, to be, in terms of popularity and in terms of time span and the time skips and how all the characters end up like having families and so forth, and now there's going to be a series after it, you know, kind of like how Dragon Ball had Goku as a kid, and then Dragon Ball Z was more about his kids and so forth, etc. Pretty much that, and it's just crazy that it is over. The main series is done, and so this is going to have a ton of spoilers if you haven't checked it out yourself yet. I'm mainly making this video because a lot of things are very vague in the final chapter after the time skip about what really happened to some of the characters. And so I found this Tumblr post, and I reblogged it on Tumblr, but I figured I'd make a video for it for anybody who wanted to know and stuff like that. So just going down the list here, the first thing is it's probably like 10 years after the last chapter, which is chapter 699. And, oh, before I go into this too, I'm not saying like Naruto is like the best series ever. I'm simply talking about its actual factual popularity. It's like, you know, do I think it's the best series ever? No. Do I think it's the worst series ever? No. There's far worse out there. There's much, much worse out there, and there's much better out there. But it's, you know, it's a decent series. So anyways, basically, the main thing about this is that Kishimoto kind of pulled a lot of stuff out of nowhere for a lot of the character pairings and a lot of the final, like, I mean, a lot of the stuff that you would expect to see in the final chapter, like the final outcomes of the characters and all that stuff. A lot of them are just kind of pulled seemingly out of nowhere from very vague, if any, hints at all during the entire series. Like, probably the most bizarre one was Choji ends up having a kid with, what's her name here? Karui. And she's like a character that I'm sure barely anybody remembers. I mean, she was this chick that was part of, if I remember right, part of the water village. And just, I don't remember seeing anything in this series of them even having a conversation together, let alone, hey, we're having kids 10 years later. And the kids are like, you know, about that age. So they literally must have just hooked up, like, right at the end of the war. Just, fuck it. Hey, we both want to have kids. Okay. So that was just out of nowhere bizarre. Ones that really aren't surprising at all are Shikamaru and Tamari. That was hinted at like crazy. Sasuke and Sakura. Oh, boy. Yay. They basically have like a Bulma and Vegeta relationship, though, where Sasuke pretty much knocked her up and then GTFO'd to not really give a shit about the kid. So the kid basically is going to grow up what I'm going to guess like is like Trunks, where, you know, it's just like rebellious and shit like that and like all bad boy and whatever else. But it's a chick, so, you know, yeah. And then Sakura is basically like, you know, now housewife status. So anyways, Naruto and Hinata are basically that's the canon pairing he went with. So, I mean, is anybody really surprised by this? No, because, you know, of all the stuff of Hinata basically going head over heels to try and get with Naruto, kind of going like, you know, almost killing herself to do so. So not really surprising he'd do that. Their two kids are named Bolt and Himawari. Bolt is apparently named as such not only because of Naruto's dad, you know, like the Yellow Flash, Lightning Bolt, etc., but also apparently as a tribute to Neji, who was basically his, you know, best friend and so forth after Sasuke, and his kind of like, you know, brother in arms in the war and so forth that sacrificed his life for him. And so a bolt is also something you would call a screw, which is you know, Neji's thing, which is revolution, the screw thing. So that's the whole, you know, play on words there. And then Himawari is a flower, and I guess you can use Hyuga, the family name, you know, Hinata's family name, as a similar writing for flower, for Himawari, etc. Or maybe it's sunshine. I forget what it is. It's sunshine or it's dandelion, some shit like that. It's both all tributes to the whole thing. Anyways, both of them have Naruto's like whisker things on there, but they only got 2. I don't really get how that works, because I don't, maybe that'll be explained in the spin-off thing, but there's a lot of like fallacies with that storyline wise. And yeah, and basically Naruto's kid is a brat, just like him. So he's like painting on the faces of all the Hokage and everything. They keep on calling it Gokage now, and I don't know why that is. Probably something that flew over my head. But anyways, so the whole Hokage thing, you know, Kakashi became the 6th one right after the war, and then 10 years later, apparently Naruto is now the 7th one. So he finally achieved his dream. Yay, fucking finally did it, you know, etc. So up on the mountain, you have the original 4 Hokage, and then you have Tsunade, and then you have Kakashi, and then you have Naruto. So yeah, and Sasuke and Sakura's daughter is named Sarada, which could technically be translated as salad. So that almost makes me think more that Kishimoto was going for like the whole reference to like Bulma and Vegeta with like naming their kids after inanimate objects or like after things, because that's just kind of odd. And a few of the more out of nowhere things are Ino and Sai got together. Where was this hinted at? Anywhere? I don't think so. I'm fairly sure. And their kid looks like a robot. Like, it's literally got like android pale skin, but then again, we don't really see Sai's skin throughout most of the series. Never remember if that was explained as just some bizarre genetic mutation, or if that's some sort of like, you know, genetic bloodline thing or whatever else that he's got that he can do, or if that's like part of his like experimentation done on him, maybe to like be in like the secret corpse. I don't know. But anyways, so they got a boy. Anko is now, you remember her, the one that did the initial test way back in the beginning of the series with the mesh top and the blue purple spiked hair, and she was like all crazy like Naruto or whatever. So she's like obese now because apparently she's finally ate too much and it caught up with her. What else? Shino, the dude with the bugs, he's now taken the place of Iruka as the sensei for the teacher for the kids and everything else like that in the Ninja Academy. Kakashi and Guy still hanging out, still best friends and rivals. Guy's pretty fucked up even 10 years later. He's like in a wheelchair basically, assuming paralyzed. Apparently, Tsunade is working on fixing his body, working on like basically stem cell regeneration for him. Same thing for Naruto, and I don't know if Sasuke took it, but Naruto, I guess, got his arm fixed up, so he's got like a new arm now, or a robot arm, I don't know which. It shows Shizune and, damn, I forget who it was, Shikamaru's teacher, I can never remember his name. It shows their kid. Apparently she's part of the, like, Anbu, or the corpse and whatever else like that, I think. She's going off to, like, escort Kakashi for, you know, a mission or something like that. And Sasuke isn't, like, dead. I mean, like, they were going to imprison him, but since he basically saved the day with Naruto, they're like, oh, you know, you only killed a few thousand people. Hey, you know, we'll give you a pass. You know, whatever. So, what else? Apparently, here's some more of the bizarre ones. Tsunade is with the Raikage. Don't know where that was hinted at. If you don't remember who that is, it's the dude who's got the long, like, white or blonde hair, like, dark-skinned dude, and he's, like, got the goatee and the, like, kind of Fu Manchu-ish mustache, everything like that. So, don't really know where that was hinted at. Apparently Kakashi is with Shizune. Also, Wait, did I get that wrong? Okay, yeah. I got that wrong. Not Shizune's daughter. We're going back to that. It's um I can't remember her name either. I can't remember either one of their names. Anyways, the dude that was Shikamaru's teacher and was the son of the third Hokage. There you go. That's who it is. Anyways, his kid, and then whoever he got with. I can't remember her name to save my life. But Shizune though is Tsunade's medical assistant, so forth. So apparently Kakashi got with her. That's what people are saying. Shikamaru is Naruto's first-hand dude. Obviously, they've always had that kind of friendship there. That's not really a surprise. And I'm looking here throughout the list of anything else really notable. Gaara, out of nowhere, apparently gets with a random fangirl chick that he saved once in the war. Just randomly hooks up with her. So there you go. But that's pretty much it. Rock Lee ends up single. No real surprise there, but he has a student who just like, Guy is basically his like visual clone, looks just like him. Tintin has a rather depressing end. She is basically super duper in poverty at her shop with a bunch of weapons that she can't sell because there's no war. It's all in peacetime. So that's kind of a just depressing end there. Ends up alone, no kids, and no money. Kind of harsh for one of the most valiant characters in the series, but that's about it. Yeah, so there's going to be a spin-off series, I guess, featuring on all the kids and stuff like that. I don't know how long it's going to be. Knowing Shonen Jump and knowing how much this is a cash cow for them, they'll probably milk this out longer than Dragon Ball Z went after Frieza got killed. But we'll see. So the remaining two series we got now, the big two are, of course, Bleach and Naruto. Bleach is probably shaping up to end by spring 2015. It might even end specifically then to make way for the Naruto kids series. Maybe. I mean, they're all at Shonen Jump. Wouldn't be a surprise if they all kind of work that out. Then you got One Piece, which is just getting into the swing of its second arc, so it's probably not going to end, I'd guess, for at least another 2 to 3 years, unless, Oda just says fuck it and just is like, One Piece, next island. Okay, done. So I don't really think that's going to be an issue. And, of course, you got... Damn, I need to drink some water. You got a lot of contenders for the next up spot for the big three. Fairy Tail, arguably, Toriko, even Seven Deadly Sins is coming up there, although I think they lost a lot of steam with the most recent arc. All the intensity of it's gone because, they beat the big bad guy, now it's back to peacetime, doo-doo-doo. So, probably Fairy Tail or Toriko, I would guess, would be up there. Maybe a Black Sheep out of nowhere, like Tokyo Ghoul, might take it. I don't know, because that's really, really popular right now. Don't know what's going to happen there. But anyways, yeah, so Naruto, done, finished. Bunch of people hooked up with random people for some reason. And that is about it. So, yeah.